Hi, everyone. Jay here, founder of Indie Game Business and host of the podcast. Over the last 3 years, we've had a chance to interview tons of wonderful people in the industry, but I wanted to put together a compilation today for just a few clips on networking, especially for freelancers. It's very important that you be able to go out there and grow your own business and meet new people and make those leads, because these are the connections that are going to open doors for you down the road. So hope you enjoy it. We've got some great clips here. And thanks for tuning in.
What are some tips for people who are just starting to try to build a community? It's just like the synergy is awesome. So it's connected to that question, and it's connected to some things that everyone's already said. The first is I am like totally an abundance mentality person. There is space for all of us. The analogy that I like to use a lot is that there's sneaker companies, there's Nike, there's Adidas, there's all these, and no plugs for any of them, but they all exist and they're all making sneakers, and people are still going to all of them. So first, know that if you have an idea, even if there's this similar thing out there, you can still do it because nobody can do it like you can. So the second thing is, I think, talking to people, not assuming that just because I might think something is what people need is or want is what they want. So just stay in constant communication with and keep those lines of communication open with whoever it is that whoever it is that you are building a business to support, to amplify, to provide a product to. So do that. The third thing is you just have to start. So I'll use me streaming on our Twitch as an example because I was like, oh, well, let's do a podcast. All this thing about like being in my space, being in my face. I just couldn't do it. But then finally, and got a lot of advice, just do it every week, consistently doing the thing, right? Because that's how you get better. Last, which might also be first, is what are companies, organizations, people out there that are kind of that you really love, that are role models for you, and kind of find out how they did that. How did they create that emotion that you feel when you go there? Like, I belong to other servers because I go there and I want to see what the vibe is like, and I want to be able to give back as well as participate, but also learn. So I follow streamers. I just like kind of watch things. I do different things so that I could learn about my craft and practice. So if I remember what I said, I think the first thing is you are the secret sauce. No one can do anything the way that you're going to do it out in the space. So don't let that stop you from doing something. Number two, talk to the people that you want to serve, that you want to provide a product to, that you want to do things. Just keep talking, keep networking, shoot your shot, reach out on LinkedIn, reach out, get in those DMs, do all the things. The next is that you just have to do it, right? So like go out and do it. And also, and connected to that is do your research, study the places, the businesses that you love, the brands that you love, the way they make you feel, study them and do that research. So I hope that those are 4 tangible things that you should do.
How do you walk that line between being genuine and being professional?
I think it's a matter of kind of figuring out like the energy of like what the event is. I think the first and foremost thing is like not to be 100% of a shill. I know that at some point I definitely did that. Like everyone like makes mistakes, and it happens. The way I think of it is like when you're networking, it's a lot like dating, where it like I think of it like if you see someone at a bar and they're trying to pick up literally everyone there in hopes of going home with someone, they're not going to succeed with anyone. The way I see it is that I'm a pretty open and casual person about stuff. I'm a pretty open book, and I connect with people. If things start to go in a way where it's like, oh, like we might need someone, then I kind of code switch into suit mode, where I'm like, oh, and then I will like talk to them about like my freelancing and like my rates and blah blah blah, and like, oh, let's talk about this like later online over email, and then you exchange business cards or whatever and stuff like that. But I don't meet people. I meet a lot of people, but I don't expect to work with anyone. I just meet people and make friends, and then a lot of times that might lead to opportunities. But very, very, it's like very rare does like that I meet someone out the gates and then they're like, oh, they might be someone that I want to work with, or like they might want to work with me is the bigger thing. I don't assume that anyone wants to work with me, but if they do, then I switch into like suit mode. I think it's important to try and find people that you can relate with. And again, in the industry, I feel like there's a lot of people who they're pretty down to earth and they're really passionate about what they do, especially in like the indie scene where it's like really grounded. I would not recommend networking over Facebook. I find that Facebook groups are the worst. God, I hate the Facebook groups for indie game development.
I think what we did in the beginning, which was hugely important, goes back to Rebecca's points of really getting out there and networking with everyone in the space. You let people know you're here. You want to get on calls with people, hear what they're up to, let them know what you're up to. And then in terms of virality, so we had the Gamers Awards last November, and it was the first gaming awards show created by women for women. And we didn't know what to expect. And the awards really did go viral, and we were thrilled. And using all of these connections that we've made, all the networking skills we've used, and also partnering up with influencers in the space. I think what helped it go viral was that after all of the nominations came in, we were in touch with every single nominee, and we didn't just say, hey, congrats, you were nominated, tell your community to vote. What we did do, however, was we sent each person a Instagram graphic, a Twitter graphic, and exact text that they could promote on their socials. Now that made it easy. And really, when you spoon feed the information to people, they will promote it. The easier that you make it for people to spread, the more it will spread.
So one of the things that, I always make a habit of doing is every time I meet an influencer, I always ask them what they do outside of Twitch. We have at least 6 or 7 influencers on our team that are, they have college degrees in social media marketing. We have an astrophysicist on our team.
Oh, sweet.
We've got game developers on our team. We've got coders. We've got, people that do just amazing things, and, all under one roof. So, when people come to us, we can align a lot of different things for them and bridge a lot of different gaps for them that were, previously unavailable to them at the time. Just by simply networking within our multi-channel network. The friendships and the network that we have created, and meeting all the people that we meet, and finding out what all of them do, and, even sort of supporting them outside of Twitch, we've done that as well, trying to help people find jobs and stuff like that. It's a pretty important step to the process of building relationships with these people and building a network and actually a community, if you want to put it that way. You know what I mean? Because what is community and what does community mean? Is it a bunch of people that are in one spot, or is it a bunch of people that communicate in one spot? You know what I mean? And that's where, we're trying to make a difference. If you're actually on the team, you can see a lot more. Like, we have classrooms for our influencers where every influencer that comes to our team gets assigned a liaison, and our liaison is there to answer all of their questions, help them find the answers they need to, get further in the process of their business and brand development. So, it's all about making sure that you take care of those who take care of you. So it all circles back to the original topic of conversation about allocating a budget for the influencers. You have to take care of those that take care of you.
Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, subscribe for more content, and join our Discord server with over 3,500 other game industry executives to help you grow your business and become a successful indie dev. Thanks.